Hi, I'm Code08 Sam, and today I'm going to talk about 5 Nintendo Switch accessories that you probably need to have. Do you want to know what are those? Make sure to watch this video until the end so that you won't miss any information, and make sure to subscribe in this channel because there will be more awesome content waiting for you in the future. Nintendo Switch is perhaps one of the most successful video game console these days. Lately, they have been released an upgrade version of the regular Nintendo Switch, which they call it as the Nintendo Switch OLED, and they released it in 2021. I have reviewed it in one of my videos. You can check it in case you are interested. Overall, I have a really great time playing video games with my Switch console, and today I'm going to tell you about how you can make the experience of playing video games in the Nintendo Switch OLED so much more fun by adding these 5 accessories. Now, let's talk about the first one, which is a micro SD. So when you buy a Nintendo Switch OLED, the system already has for like 64GB memory, so that you can store all the video games that you bought or you download from the stores. This memory is already twice bigger than the regular and the light version of the Switch, which only have like 32GB memory. However, this memory may not enough for some, including me. This is why I decided to buy a micro SD, so that I can store more games in my console. In terms of the memory of the micro SD, there are actually some options that you can both 32GB, 64GB, 128GB, 256GB, or the biggest one is 512GB. Now the question is, which one should we spend our money on? Well, for me, I recommend you to buy the 256GB one, because I think that it is already quite a lot of memory, and the price is not as expensive as the 512GB one. Therefore, you will have enough memory without spending too much money. I tried to do a little research on how much game you can install on your Switch with 256GB micro SD. The answer is, of course, depend on the game, because some games are indeed take a lot of memory, right? But in average, 128GB micro SD can store about 10 games. Therefore, with 256GB, it should be twice as that. So that's like the first accessories that I would recommend you to buy if you want to play a Nintendo Switch or you want to enhance your experience in playing your Nintendo Switch. Now let's go to the second one, which is the tempered glass. So the function of this tempered glass is actually to protect your Switch screen so it won't scratch if your screen accidentally touch a sharp surfaces. I think having this thing is really great investment to protect your favorite console, making it always looks good despite perhaps you play it very roughly. Now let's move to the third accessories that you should buy for your Nintendo Switch OLED, which is a case. So there are actually a lot of cases that you can buy in the market right now. There is a hard case, soft case, and so on. I don't have any preference that I can recommend to you, because which type of case is best is really depend on the personal preferences. However, I personally like a soft case like this one. This is like the case that I bought in the internet, and what I like from this case is that it has small pocket where you can store all of your physical games behind your Nintendo Switch OLED. There are also other variety of case that you can choose, of course, in the market. You can buy anything you want that suit you. Now, what are the functions of having this case? So this case actually have several functions. The main function are, of course, to protect your Switch in case you drop it when you play. In some occasions, dropping your Switch may end up breaking your beloved console. You don't want that to happen, right? Therefore, make sure to buy one. That's the first function. The second one is actually some cases are built to make you more comfortable when you hold your Switch. Therefore, you can get a better experience when playing video games. Okay, that's like the third accessories. The fourth one that I would like to recommend to you is that buy an external joystick like this. This is the external joystick that I bought. Perhaps you are wondering, Why would I recommend you to have this one? Well, I heard some horror stories about Nintendo Switch, which they said that after quite some times, the Nintendo Switch controller will start to drift and it may ruin your gameplay experience. Of course, not everyone experiences that, but I heard that many people have experienced these problems. Having an external controller like this can maybe make the original Joy-Con last much longer, because you will play using this controller instead of using the joystick that are attached in the left and right side of your Nintendo Switch OLED. Having this separate controller can also enhance your gaming experience, by the way, especially if you play it in the dock mode. So that's like the 4th accessories that I recommend to you. Now let's move to the last one, which is this video card. So this is a video card that I just bought. Well, you don't actually have to own this if you like to play video game without recording it. However, if you also have a hobby of playing video games or playing it in the Switch and you would like to record your gameplay and share it to the world in YouTube or in Twitch, maybe you can consider having this one. It's really helpful to have this thing because it will help you to record your gameplay. And you can use this video card to connect your dock to your PC or your laptop and record it using OBS Studio. I'm going to talk about this in much more detail in my next video, so make sure to subscribe so you won't miss it when I already upload that video. So I think that's 5 accessories for your Nintendo Switch OLED that I recommend to you. What do you think? Is it helpful? Or perhaps you have any other accessories that you can recommend? You can tell me in the comment section so that others can also know it. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. If you find this video quite informative, make sure to click the like button and don't forget to kiss the subscribe and the bell button to make sure you won't miss any video, because I will upload much more interesting content in the future. Thank you for watching and see you later.